Yes, this is AWAW TV, and my name is Joy Mikar. So, on today's edition of our AWAW TV show, we want to ask a question. Is it okay for you as a Christian to give the first salary from the first month of the year to God? Is it okay for you to take your first fruits to the church? There's been a debate all over the internet, everybody's like, no, I will give out my first salary. December was so stressful. We spent our money on Christmas, and then January that I need to use my salary, and then I take everything to God. So we want to analyze this today on the show. We are going to invite a special guest all the way from Lagos by the name Samuel J. Okay, so Sam J is a multi-talented individual. He's also an artist, a singing artist actually. Yes, so we're going to invite Sam J on the show for us to analyze and get his opinion about this topic. This topic is a topic that we have even non-Christians trying to debate with we Christians. And as Christians, we know where we stand. Like, we know our mind, we know what's up. So anything anybody has to say does not really concern us.
Welcome back to AWAW TV. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, also share with friends.
Hello.
Hi. That's good.
Okay, you are welcome to the show. Before you came, I was trying to introduce the topic. So the topic is it okay for you as a Christian to give your first fruit to the church? Is it okay for you to take your first salary, that's your January salary of the new year, to church? This has been like a debate in the Christian community. Even the non-Christians are also debating. So we want to hear your opinion. What do you think about it?
Okay. Hello everybody. Hi. Okay. First fruit. Looking at the existence of first fruit, I would say that from existence before Christ came into the world, literally as man, first fruits was bringing first fruits was like festival, or like festivity. It's like the Catholic bazaar where people bring stuff to church. People bring goats, cows, pineapple, yams. Or let's look at it this way, first of all. Come from the Igbo culture, or maybe even the Yoruba culture, the yam festival, popular yam festival. Okay? In this yam festival, all of the farmers in the village, the best of farmers, everybody gets to show off. They get to show off the best of their yams. And then they also get to give this as gifts to the king, eventually. Do you understand? That's what the first fruit was. It doesn't necessarily the first, it wasn't about, okay, we have entered 2021, yeah, bring your best yam and all of that. It was the season at which that thing was needed. Okay, so, and in that time, their first fruit was seasonal too. Okay, so they will bring stuff, they will bring the best of it. It was sacred, it was holy, For them, it was a practice so that other people can also have something to have in the storehouse of God. Okay, it's just like practically, it's just like it's like renewal, like a renewal sacrifice. When you do something evil and you go to a babalawo and then he gives you something to do and then you become successful. This renewal kind of sacrifice that you have to do something over and over again. That's what first fruit is like. It doesn't have to be the first month in the year or whatever it is. So that first fruit thing, okay, is sacred, it's sacrificial, just like Cain and Abel when they brought their best to God. Okay, one was accepted, the other was not accepted because this one brought the best of what he had, and this one didn't also bring this honor, also bring the best of what he had. So look at the case of Abraham. Abraham's first fruit at that time was Isaac, because God asked him to give. It was his best. It was God's gift to him, and he had to bring it back to him. And God honored him by saying, "Oh no, you because of your heart." Do you understand? It's a hard thing. At the same time, it's a sacrificial thing. So I don't think it has to do with the first salary of the year, because I think that we are not being properly taught when it comes to the first fruit things bringing your first fruits and all of that, I don't think it has to do with your salary. I'm not saying you cannot give to God and God will not reroute his blessings through other sources to you. There's nothing wrong in that. But I'm so sure that God will also want you to save for rainy days.
All right, okay. Thank you very much. So, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that first fruits is some sort of like a festive kind of how like it now, a
Yeah,
process
for
or like
them at that time was it, yes.
yeah, for
But
them
for us,
at the
it's
Moses and
almost like
Abraham
a
time,
renewal.
it was like a festival something where they always like it's like a ritual where they bring fruits to
Yeah.
always fruit or goods or whatever it is to renew probably maybe their relationship with
Honor.
God or whatever it was,
Yeah.
honor and whatever
Yeah.
it was at that point in time.
Yeah.
So now that we have less people that go to farm, we deal with more of money, hard currency and all of that.
Okay.
Can't we still say it's okay for us to still always give a certain amount of money anytime we're renewing, that stuff with God or that festive prayer with God? But I understand what you mean. I understand you to an extent. I feel that the church needs to explain more, or the church
Yeah.
needs to teach the Christians more about what first fruits is exactly, because the debate about it is outrageously too much. We have people that feel that you have to give your first salary, it has to be your salary. Now we have you who is of the opinion that it doesn't have to be your first salary. It has to be some sort of like a ritual, like your best gift you're giving to God. Because I'm trying to understand, if I earn 1.5 million naira monthly, and the December period, which always consumes almost everybody's money, comes and go, and then January I collect my salary of 1 million naira. Do I have to? Am I taking my entire 1 million naira to the
1
church
million
and say,
naira
okay,
church.
take, this is it, take, this is my first fruit? I think I want to hear other people's opinion about this. But moving forward now, hello, are you there? Oops. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so moving forward now.
What you just said, for
Okay.
example, now I have a salary of 1 million naira and I want to give God that 1 million naira because I think that He's been faithful and I want something to happen. Some kind of putting, I want to drop something heavy so that God can see my heart of what I want. Okay. Now, first of all, there has to be a good teaching to Christians that you don't have to do that for God to do. God has blessed us already. We get to activate the blessings of God through some kind of means. Okay, remembrance. But now I have 1 million naira and I want to give God that money. As per I want to give God. There's nothing wrong with it. But you cannot tell me to bring my first salary to God, except it was an instruction from God, and I also have to get the instruction too.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to have that confirmation too. That bring this money. I'm not saying it's wrong to bring your money to church. You bring your money. That's why it's called partnership. But it doesn't have to be your first salary from the year, because when you give your first salary, because a man of God says you should bring your first salary, nothing wrong. God will honor His word. But is it scripturally correct? Can you place a scripture to us and say this is what the Bible says and you must do it? And it's also in the New Testament and the Old Testament. So the question is, did Jesus say you should bring your first fruit?
Okay.
Abraham's first fruit was Isaac. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It wasn't money, it wasn't food, it wasn't anything. So the question will now be, what is the idea of first fruit? What is it supposed to be? We have to be taught correctly what it is supposed to be.
All right, thank you very much. So if I heard you correctly, you're saying the first fruits activity was for the Old Testament, Moses and Abraham time. That's when that was done. So fast forward to now. Yes, fast forward to now is the year 2021. Jesus came and died over 2,000 years ago. So is it okay that we still adapt some of the laws from that time? Because it seems like we pick some laws and we do it and then we drop some, Is it okay that we adapt some of the laws from that time?
Okay, so this question is tricky. Christ came to, fulfill the law of man. So if we study scriptures properly, you would know that Moses brought the law, and God ordained it. God honored him because he was a prophet at that time. Because if God gave a law, why would God want to abolish the same law? He's not confused. Do you understand? So those things were man-made laws, and God says something like, "Oh, okay, can we find a way that grace will just be available for everybody, and we don't have to follow a certain kind of rule, so that they see that you don't have to follow a certain kind of rule and you just love God with your heart." Now, is it okay to follow some certain kind of laws? Yes, perfect. It's just like habit. You're trying to get over a habit. There's a process to getting off habit. Of course, there are some laws that we can follow through and will make sense. But there are some of which I think that because some pastors are insecure and don't want to lose their congregation, they just do a bit, sort of, and make people do. I'm not saying they bamboozle people, but I mean, there are certain things that I would probably not want to say here, because it's going on national.
So thank you very much. It's been a lovely time. We got to hear your opinion about the first fruit. If it's okay for you to give your entire salary to the church, to God, your entire January salary of the new year to God, and you have the opinion that it doesn't really make sense because we are not understanding what the first fruit means. It's like a ritual, it's like a festive period where you give your best gift. So your salary for the month of January might not be your best gift for God. So you are saying that we should try to understand what the first fruit is before we move forward to give to God. So thank you very much once again, Sam J. And
I'd like to say something before you go. I want to. So this also for some people who also give people, like orphanages, people who are in need. If you are going to give to people who are in need and orphanages, I think you should give your best. That's also what the first fruit is. Don't give clothes that you've worn and dropped, or shoes that are worn out and all of that. It doesn't even, God will not even accept it. Talk more of giving to his people. That's what also first fruit is. So I give my best to people, God's people, so that they can enjoy what the benefits of the blessing of God in my life should be. So if I give somebody a cloth that I've worn more than twice, I don't think it's something that is really good. So that's also out there.
So it was a fantastic time with Sam J. We got to talk about the first fruit. Is it okay as Christians for us to give our first salary of the first month in the new year to God? And we got to hear Sam J's opinion about it. I really had fun. I don't know about you, but you can go ahead and comment below. Tell me, give me your views. What do you think? And don't forget to back it up. We're trying not to go out of Christ, out of the way of Christ. So we want to stay in the way of Christ. So we need to back up our opinion. So if you have your opinion, just comment below, tell me what you think and anything. My name is Joy Mika and this is AWAW TV. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at AWAW TV. And if you have any inquiries, you can send us an email to hello@awawtv@gmail.com. So thank you very much and bye-bye.